Hey docs, hope you're having a great day. I wanted to talk a little bit today about moving from knowledge gain to action and taking things and making them implementable into your practice. And probably one of the things that I've seen that separates many dentists from the few that really go and do it right is that whether they come back from a continuing education course, whether they come back from, Centerpoint, or all the work that we did together during the COVID-cation, you have the difference makers are the ones who go and plan for implementation. So usually, like as an example, if I'm going to a course, I schedule time before I leave. I schedule a meeting and some time with my team to sit down and do training. We talk about what's the new information that we need to know. We talk about the whatever skill sets that we need to practice. We specifically talk about how are we going to communicate this to patients. Not only are we going to communicate things in a non-scary way, but how are we going to communicate things in a way that, whether it's marketing, internal marketing, external marketing, what are we going to say to our existing patients? What are we going to say to outside patients? And how are we going to do financials and all the pieces to the puzzle in between? So in the case of our time spent during the COVID time, we were talking a lot about leadership. And, so perhaps the biggest thing you can do to implement taking knowledge to action is to go back through your notes, schedule time to plan to apply that with your team. Maybe you can think of individual ways that you can focus on team members. We talked about transformative leaders being people who really make customized ways of leading their team. They don't lead every person the exact same way. That might be an example of something you could take some of your knowledge base that you gained and go, think through individual by individual on your team. How can you coach them? What things do you want to implement that you learned? Maybe you took an Invisalign course or you learned something about some other piece of dental knowledge. You need to get that knowledge then passed on to your team, the pieces of it that you want to implement, so that your team collectively raises their IQ, so that then you can help pass that on to patients and make their worlds better as well. So my take-home message for you is to schedule time, make a plan to put this into practice. Anything that you're doing, all the leadership stuff, the Miracle Morning stuff, the Best Day Ever stuff, all of the pearls that you gain, look back at your notes and see what you learned from those pearls and things that you could go apply. It's been long enough that maybe you've lost track of some of that information. So now you want to schedule time to sit down, not only with yourself to go back through it, but then with your team to teach them, apply it, and help them, advance from there. So the movement from knowledge to action is really a key separator. And I highly encourage you to schedule time and make it a priority in your day or days ahead to make that happen. All right, guys, have a great day.